I was arrested for a crime my lookalike committed. What my XX addiction revealed changed everything. The first time my face got me in trouble was in 8th grade when Mrs. Rodriguez accused me of throwing spitballs in class. It was actually Tyler Johnson who shared my brown hair and permanent expression of mild confusion. Last Tuesday, my face nearly cost me 7 years of my life. I was unloading a shipment of power tools at Wilson's Hardware when 2 police officers walked in. I assumed they needed help finding something until one said Michael Wheeler, and my wheeler and my world collapsed beneath me. "You are under arrest for armed robbery," the officer continued as my coworkers froze in shock. I laughed. It had to be a joke, but it wasn't. The handcuffs felt impossibly cold as they led me past Mrs. Donovan, who'd been buying light bulbs from me every month for 3 years. The shame burned worse than my wrists at the station. Tucked Barnes showed me security footage from the 24-hour convenience store on Maple Street. The robber wore a black hoodie partially covering his face, but the visible features were unmistakably mine. Sand jaw, sand nose, than scar above my right eyebrow from a childhood bike accident. "That's not me," I insisted, my voice growing desperate. I've never even been to that store." "3 witnesses identified you," Barnes replied, sliding photographs across the table. "The robbery happened Sunday night at 11:17 p.m. Sunday night I was alone in my apartment, like I did most nights. No alibi, no witnesses. Nothing but my word against 3 positive identifications and video evidence showing someone with my face threatening a cashier with a knife." My court-appointed attorney, Melissa, didn't sugarcoat it. "The prosecution has a strong case. The footage is compelling and eyewitness testimony carries significant weight with juries. But I didn't do it. I believe you," she said, though her eyes suggested otherwise. "But without evidence, we're looking at accepting a plea deal or risking trial with a potential 5 to 7 year sentence. 5 years in prison for something I didn't do versus risking 7. Those were my options that night in my cell. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the footage. Something about the way the robber moved seemed familiar, but not like me. It was maddening. When Melissa visited the next day, I begged for more time. "There has to be someone who looks like me in the city. We need to find him." She reluctantly requested a 2-week continuance, which the judge granted. My sister Emma posted my situation on ACES, and I had her share the clearest still from the security footage. Most responses were useless, but at 2 a.m., a viewer midnight scroller, messaged, "Dude looks exactly like this guy who posts skating videos on XX, Ice Skater Re 420. I had Emma check immediately. The account belonged to someone named Chris Vaughn, and the resemblance was uncanny. Same height, same build, same stupid haircut I'd been meaning to change for months. But what sent chills down my spine wasn't his appearance it was his most recent video. Chris was showing off a new watch, filming his wrist as he turned it in the light, the exact distinctive watch visible on the robber's arm in the security footage. Further digging revealed Chris lived just 3 miles from me and had 2 prior convictions for theft. Emma gathered everything minus the videos, marked showing the matching watch, his address, criminal history minus, and rushed it to Melissa. The police obtained a warrant to search Chris's apartment. They found the black hoodie, the knife used in the robbery, and $840 in cash stuffed in a shoebox minus the exact amount stolen from the register. When the charges against me were dropped, Detective Barnes actually apologized. "In 20 years, I've never seen 2 unrelated people look so similar," he said. "It's uncanny. Yesterday, I sat in the courtroom as Chris Vaughn was arraigned. Yuck, someone with my face being charged for a crime was surreal, like glimpsing an alternate reality where I'd made different choices. I've started a support group for victims of mistaken identity. There are more of us than you'd think. Some weren't as lucky as me. They're serving time for crimes their doppel mortars committed because they lacked the resources or opportunity to find the truth. Sometimes the thinnest bread separates freedom from imprisonment. In my case, it was a social media addiction and a stranger's fancy watch. If you think you've seen yourself somewhere you've never been, don't ignore it. Your face might be living another life without you."